Book 1, Law of Salimi, Chapter 37, Being True to Myself. During my third semester at UiTM campus Shah Alam, I had acquired the following result. International Financial Management B+, Issues in International Business A, Research Methodology A-, Strategic Management A-, Services Marketing B, Global Marketing B-, Islamic and Asian Civilization B+. I probably the CGPA is 3.38. My GPA is 3.38 and my CGPA is 3.71. I probably deserve every single result based on my academic performance, which was less than stellar in comparison to my other semesters. Nonetheless, it would be appropriate to note that in some of the classes, I did not receive notification from my lecturer, who decided to send messages on handphone, which was something that I did not own at that time. As a result, I did not attend some of the tests, which ate up a huge chunk of my marks from some of my subjects. Hence, I probably deserve them because I did not own a handphone. In the subject of global marketing, I had an issue with the lecturer, who was a Muslim, but does not seem to indicate that she was properly practicing the teachings of Islam based on the behavior and idea during classes. In fact, in her tests and quizzes, my answers were considered as unacceptable or inadequate based on her perception. So after further investigation, I found out that she did not like my answers because I applied the perspective of Islam to support my view and reasoning. To her, it seemed that I was unclear and unable to understand global marketing for the inclusion of Islamic teachings for my answers. Essentially, I had to decide whether I should abandon my teachings of Islam when answering her final examination or uphold my notion of Islam and face the consequence of poor result for the subject. In effect, it was a small issue considering I could simply acted as if I would ignore the teachings of Islam while answering her final examination questions in order to obtain the best result possible. Most of my friends did that by rationalizing that the action helped them their academic performance. However, I seemed hesitant to do so because it seemed that I abandoned the principle of Islam or simply sold Islam for the sake of acquiring good results. It was a choice that I had to make upon facing the final examination questions at the end of the semester. I could just act like most of my friends did. Eventually, I began to consider that my decision making itself would be a test from Allah the Almighty to see whether I truly believe in Islam and uphold the teachings of Islam regardless of the consequence that might negatively affect my life. If I uphold my notion with Islam, it would be in line with the true essence and spirit of Islam, which is Tesi, which was a solemn part of implementing Islam as my way of life. Finally, based on my B- on the subject of global marketing, I am absolutely certain that you, the reader, can clearly see of my choice. I did uphold my answers with the teachings of Islam, which meant I was unable to adhere to her views of removing Islam from the equation. Honestly, I was unable to do so because it would mean that I was lying to myself. It meant that I failed in my test to walk the path of a scholar. It meant I sold Islam just to obtain an A+ for a trivial subject for my degree program. It would also mean that my degree CGPA would be tainted with lies. So I would never give up the true essence and spirit of Islam Tesi in my life until the very day that I died. In one subject of our class, in one of the subject our class had visited Sarawak as part of our academic visit. It was a great experience for all of us to truly get to know one another as friends. I believe that in a certain environment, such as within campus life, students might be driven to behave in a specific manner. However, when traveling outside of the vicinity of the campus, such as our academic visit to Sarawak, students should be able to behave in their true self and natural behavior. So during the visit, most of our classmates had been able to observe my behavior and was rather the opposite of what they had been seeing when I was in class. This is one of the pictures taken in Sarawak. These two are my friends. During class, I never spoke to anyone because I need to sustain my absolute focus, which allowed me to trigger my selective memory ability and basically how I effectively learn during class. When I was outside the class during the academic visit, I was very happy and talkative, which were my natural state of behavior. Most of my friends had never seen me behaving in such a way, but anyone who were very close to me knew that I was very curious, playful, and loved to talk about everything in life. While we were on the bus, several of my friends claimed that my naughty friends around me had made me behaving in a weird way. Naturally, I stood up and responded with automatic answer to protect my friends who were wrongly accused. I added that it was me that probably influenced my friends and not the other way around. My aggressive and defensive answers surprised them. It was also made the students feel awkward because they had never seen me behaving as such. In all honesty, it was also one of my natural attributes, which was always defending my friends from unjust and unfair accusations. This is also another picture taken during the visit, which is taken somewhere in the waterfront of Sarawak. In truth, I was just being true to myself. While doing so, I knew that I might accidentally hurt many feelings of my classmates. With my automatic response in defending my friends, I had no regret because it was my natural instinct developed from my life experience which made me who I am today. Nonetheless, I would truly wish to extend my apologies for causing the awkward moment and hurting the feelings of my classmate in the bus. I am truly sorry for my behavior, but I am not sorry for being true to myself. I was made this way even though it was crude and harsh nature in comparison to other students who were very soft-spoken and polite. If you wish to see my polite and tactful nature, you should see me during my class. If you wish to see my true self, just spend time with me outside of the class. I was made to be very defensive and protective toward myself and my friends. It was possibly due to my survival instinct during my upbringing and my fighting experience against others who did not understand my path that I had chosen from the age of 17 years old. In spite of everything else, I love every single moment of my studying experience at your ITM campus, Shah Alam. I had the best experience with my awesome friends. I hope for the best to all of them in their life journey and may everyone achieve their goals in life. With that, we end chapter 37 and hope to see you for the next video. Thank you for listening and see you again soon.